Hey guys, this is Sean. Welcome to my video. This is a Photoshop tutorial on the dodge tool, burn tool and sponge tool. So let's get started. In order to select the dodge tool, simply go here, click and you'll select the dodge tool. The other two tools are in the flyout menu of the dodge tool right here. You can click and hold and select the other two tools. The keyboard shortcut for these tools is O. You can toggle between each tool by holding Shift and pressing O, like so. The usage of this tool is like a brush. You can simply go here and paint on your image and you will see that the dodge tool brightens up your entire image. Let's remove that. I suggest you always copy your layer before making any changes. So hold Ctrl and J. You make a copy of your layer like so. Now to study the options up here. The first one is the brush option. It allows you to change the size, hardness and the type of brush you want. The brush preset option gives you further options with the brush option. There are three range options here. The shadows, let's go in a little bit. The shadows will brighten parts of the image which are slightly darker, like so. Remove that. Whereas the highlights option will brighten parts of your image that already have an existing brightness to them. The midtones, let's remove the highlight first. Now the midtones will give you a sort of balanced effect of brightness over your entire picture. Remove that. Select the highlights because I want you to see the difference in exposure. So if I hit 100 and in one stroke I hit this brightness here, no matter how many strokes I keep making on top of this, it won't go brighter than this. If I remove this and put the exposure down to, let's say, 19, one stroke will make it slightly bright, but if I keep adding strokes to this, it keeps getting brighter. Let's turn that back up to 100. The protect tones option will help you protect certain mild tones in your image. Now let's go to the extreme by clicking several times on the image, and you see there are certain tones like blues and reds which are still preserved, and blacks as well. If I delete this layer and create another layer and we'll remove the protect tones, you will see it's just going to be a white patch now. I did this to the extreme just to show you the difference between keeping the option checked and unchecked. I always keep this option checked. Now let's learn about the burn tool. Click and hold and select the burn tool. It has the similar options up here, but the burn tool will darken your image. So the brush option is here, the preset option is here with additional brush options, and now we'll come to the highlights, shadows and midtones. Highlights, the same as the dodge tool, it's going to try and darken the highlights. That's the only difference. The dodge tool brightens the highlights while this will darken the highlights. Going to the shadows, and the darker parts of your image will get way more darker. This is usually used to add some depth in your image. And the midtones will give an overall darkness to your entire image. The exposure works in the same way. With one click, it doesn't get any more darker if I keep rubbing the brush on this. Whereas if I want to turn on a new layer, let's turn that on here. And now let's decrease the exposure to, say, 18. And with one click, see, it's not that dark. But if I keep moving my cursor on it, it gets slightly darker. Remove that. Keep it back up to 100. The protect tones option works in the same way as it worked in the dodge tool. Let's go ahead and select the third tool, which is a sponge tool. Now the sponge tool helps to add or remove color from your image. Move back a little bit. Increase the brush size. Of course, there is a way to change your brush size, hardness and type of brush here. The preset option here. And there are two modes, saturate and desaturate. In the saturate, if you keep coloring, you'll see you'll add color to your image. But if I remove this and I click desaturate, we'll go towards a black and white image. Now the flow works slightly different from the exposure. Now if you see, the flow is 100%, and if I click once and try and go over it, it doesn't get any darker. So if I remove this and I bump the flow down to 20%, one stroke, very in effect, and I keep brushing over it, and you'll see the flow keeps getting darker. Move this, bump it up to 100 again. Now the vibrance option here is basically for a more subtle effect in your brush strokes. You go to the extreme to see the difference between having this option checked and unchecked like the other ones. So if I keep clicking here, you will see that this entire place is very subtle and it's not got very sharp edges. If I remove this layer and add another one and uncheck this, and we keep doing this, you will see that there's a lot of sharp edges in this area now. That is the difference of the vibrance option. Hope you guys learned something from this video. Make sure to hit that like button to show your support. Hit the subscribe button for further videos. Until next time, take care.